The Rings of Power began with a lot of promise, but as soon as Episode 3, it began to meander into questionable directions. With some exceptions like Elrond and Durin's friendship, most of the characters spent their screen time weighing down momentum as bland archetypes in a story focused more on mystery and omens than the players involved. The season took too long to give leads like Galadriel depth, but the biggest misstep of the series is the development of its main villain, Halbrand, aka Sauron. The big reveal could have given me more pause. If Halbrand had been more charming or showed more sophisticated cunningness throughout the season. Instead, his moments of deception felt like contrivances to move the plot forward. In this finale, he outsmarts Celebrimbor, the most applauded of all the elfsmiths, more than once on the best way to forge the rings. Perhaps if we spent less time on Numenor and gave Halbrand more time working with Celebrimbor, his suggestions would have felt more convincing as a trusted apprentice, rather than a shoehorned mastermind. A more nuanced Halbrand would have enhanced the best sequence of the episode, the moment he infiltrates Galadriel's mind. Will Fletcher, as an image of Galadriel's brother Finrod, does such a good job at covering up menace with virtue that I suspect he could have pulled off a more compelling Sauron than Charlie Vickers. Though, if the writing was as good throughout as it is here, then Vickers would have had better footing to expand his take on the character. If my understanding of the lore is correct, Sauron is to change form anyway, so the showrunners have plenty of chances to get him right within the 5-season plan. As for the Harfoots and the Stranger, their conclusion for the season feels rushed too. Killing off the Mystics so quickly feels like missed potential, especially Bridie Sizzon's character, who has such a unique presence in a fantasy world where all the other magic users I've seen are old men. Maybe the Dweller will return as a ghostly, mothy form in future seasons. If the series is to rely on known wizards like Gandalf, I'd appreciate a distinct mage added to the recurring cast. With the Stranger's follow your nose line at the end, it's almost a certainty that he is in fact a younger Gandalf.
If in doubt, Enoch, always follow your nose.
And so the season ends with a long-winded montage of the forging of the 3 elven rings, and then Halbrand/Sauron arrives at Mordor. It represents the season quite well, one full of awe but lacking of substance.